we live our life with likes and dislikes. Right? So our mind first thinks of likes and dislikes, then it creates a projection, then the mind gets obsessed with it, then we chase what we like, and what we don't like chase us. You understand that point? You don't like me, you will continue to think about me. Day and night. Oh, I hate this guy. I don't like this guy. I don't want to see his face.
And there it is, all the time. Yeah.
So what you don't like chase you. And what you like, you chase, and it escapes. My friend. So we have to understand, what is this problem that comes to the mind? Why the mind likes something, why the mind dislikes, then why the mind projects both, and then mind is in a mess. So when mind is in a mess, it starts searching for an alternative. What is those alternatives? What are those alternatives? Think of it. What are those alternatives? Either I fall into sleep, I become lethargic, lazy. But when I become lazy, it doesn't work in the modern world. So I have to be active. So I have to excite my brain. Then we resort to... You have to open it here. You have to open it.
Oh.
Yeah. So you have to resort to the chemicals and the drugs. See that? So that cycle continues of the likes, dislikes. Why don't you move a little here?
Oh.
You come closer to me. Come on. Yeah, come here.
I thought it was someone to...
Yeah, so what happens? Yeah, that is good. So he will come here. So what happens? Come on. So the journey of likes and dislikes continues. So this journey of likes and dislikes is known as the path of prayers. Why we like something? It gives me pleasure. It gives me false hope of continuity of a pleasure. So then there is a path of Shreyas. What is the path of Shreyas? The path of the Shreyas is, we ask the mind, what is good for me? We don't follow what I like, what I don't like. We follow the path of what is good for me. So when we say what is good for me, is there any difference? What is good for me and what I like and what I dislike?
Huge difference.
So the moment the mind starts contemplating what is good for me, who changes? Mind. It is the mind that changes, and when the mind changes, where is the smile mark?
I'm listening.
The listening and the smile should go together, yeah? So when I contemplate and reflect on what is good for me, you need not to fight with what I like and dislike. It drops by itself. It drops by itself. So that dropping is known as detachment. You don't force, you don't react, you don't fight. So when we don't understand the principles clearly, then we start fighting with it. Then you start controlling. No, I like this, it gives me pleasure, but it leads me to addiction, so I should stop it. Don't fight with it. So now a little bit, and then we'll start the practice. What I like and what I dislike. It has only 3 categories, only. And you have millions and billions of thoughts, only 3 categories. Likes and dislikes, either a person. Likes and dislikes, either a place. Likes and dislikes, either the past or the present or the future. Oh, what a beautiful life I had in the past. Can you revive the past? No. Oh, I'm just busy thinking of the past. So anything in any categories, either in time or in place or in a person, when you like and dislike, there is no peace. There is always a pleasure. And the pleasure is short-lived.
How about dislike of something that you have? I'm thinking of disliking things, like a certain food.
I was thinking the same
How about
thing.
when people say they don't like
What
it? But they've
food do
never
you
tried
like? Heather, let me know. What food do you like?
Vegetables.
Vegetables. It gives you happiness. Okay? So you take 1 time vegetables. Gives you happiness. 2 times. 3 times. Happiness. 5 times. Happiness. I will wake you up in the midnight. Heather, vegetables. Will it give you happiness? Come on.
Right.
No way.
So, place, people, object in the time. Anything outside that you like only gives you pleasure. You have to discriminate. Not discriminate is the right word. You have to analyze rightly. That whatever pleasure that you get from outside only gives you pleasure. It never gives you happiness.
Okay.
You didn't answer me. I'll wake you in the midnight and Heather, I'm a waiter. Come on, here are vegetables. You will say, hell with you. I don't need that. So it means a repeat pleasure reduces
The like.
reduces the like. Right? Same way, the repeat dislike creates an aversion, an indifference. So that is one path of living, likes and dislikes. Nobody trusts his or her other half 100%. If they claim they trust, they had never fought, which is impossible, even at the physical, mental, and emotional level. When it reaches a threshold, then we follow the law of the society, divorce. But why we divorce? We marry for happiness, we divorce for happiness. We are seekers of happiness. That is the that is the path of what is good.
Yeah.
Yeah? That is the path of what is good in my life. No matter you are an American, Indian, Muslim, or Hindu or Christian, young or old, rich or poor, man or woman, we all are seekers of happiness. We have experienced happiness in our life, isn't it? Everyone has experienced happiness in life. Didn't you experience? Huh? What else you are seeking? What kind of a happiness? You are still seeking happiness. So can you think what kind of a happiness you are seeking? You have already experienced, you got it. What else you need? Why you have such a big face? Keep smiling, my friend. I don't pay attention only to the women, I'm paying attention to everyone. I have no likes and dislikes. So you see that? Now this is the most important question. I have experienced happiness in my life, right? I have experienced peace in my life. And still I am seeking peace and happiness. Everyone, for the last, I would say 38 years, people say, oh, can I get some peace and happiness? You have experienced both. So it means your mind says that is not enough, that is not sufficient. So the next question comes, what kind of a happiness and peace we are seeking? What kind of a peace? The peace and the happiness that continues.
Yeah.
The peace and the happiness that continues even when I'm with the people. Maybe with the honey, or I'm single, or in the office. I'm seeking that peace and happiness which is present anywhere, everywhere. Yeah, isn't it? That peace and happiness. It is present in relationship, it is still present when I am single. Yeah? It is present, it should be present when I am in office. It is present when I am walking, eating, doing anything. To discover that peace and happiness is the goal of life that is common to every human being. So we started with what is good. We should contemplate and understand. The moment the mind moves into anxiety, reaction, duality, conflict, you have to communicate with yourself, not with the likes and dislikes. Tell your mind what is good for me. Is it good for me to contemplate and react what happened in the past? Is it good to contemplate for the future? Future are the worries. That means your mind is trying to solve the problem that
may not even come.
that does not exist. So I'm combining a lot of principles. It has to be learned one after the other. So I'm just giving a summary. So now what is the ultimate goal? Is the discovery of inner peace and happiness in our lives. That peace and happiness lies in me, not outside. My nature is of peace and happiness because you like vegetables, and I told you that if I wake you up in the middle of the night, what you like? Chocolate. So 1 chocolate, 5 chocolate, 10 chocolates, you're happy. 20?
Sure.
40?
I don't get a stomachache, and it's not good for me.
So the chocolate cannot give you continuous peace and happiness. So one thing should be sure. This peace and happiness is not present in anything outside. Logically. Huh? But mind should live into that state all the time. When you live into that state all the time, you live in meditation. Then you don't need to practice. Now, so one thing is clear. Through the contemplation, that peace and happiness of the continuous nature lies within me. And I have to discover that. That is what brings us to the subject of meditation. But if you don't understand the entire the turbulence and the likes and dislikes that we have in our life, we cannot really succeed in any meditation. So we need an understanding, we need a clarity. You know the location of this foundation, so you can reach there. What we do in meditation, like you sit in a car, where are you going? I don't know, let me drive. And we miss the point. Every time we do it, as if we are qualified since birth to meditate. You are never qualified unless you do some certification. Then only you are working in the IT industry. And we say, no, I'm qualified. Let us meditate. So that I will take up later, that how you qualify and whether you are ready for it or not. If the mind is obsessed with those likes and dislikes, it gives you a tremendous anxiety. I have to contemplate and reflect, fix the goal, and then we start the journey, it brings the result. One thing, last thing, and then we'll start with the practice. That any meditation, even experienced and lived into that state even for 5 minutes, is going to fire the brain to rewire it. What is that firing the brain? So neurophysiologists and neuroscientists, they use this term for the last 3 decades. We know it for the last 6,000 years. What they say, that if you practice regular meditation, it changes the structure and the function of the brain. Previously, it was thought, understood, popularized by the science that the brain cells do not change. But during the last 3 and 4 decades, it is understood that these cells of the brain, they change neurotransmitters, they change their structure, they change their function. One example, then we'll start with the practice. Any chronic pain. Chronic pain means what?
Ongoing.
You're serious?
No.
So when people become serious, I feel they are angry over me. I start moving into likes and dislikes. So I'm also a human being. So I asked them. So chronic pain means any pain that lasts for more than 6 months. Scientists have found out that continuous recurrence of the pain creates a pain pathways in the brain from these cells. And I can also say it also creates a habit pattern in the brain. You are not responsible for your problem and addiction. The brain is responsible. Everyone is a wonderful human being, full of love and the peace. Nobody in this world is ever responsible for their problems and misery. It is the brain, if I say according to the science. So, lot of research studies have been done in our country that proves Regular meditation practice changes that pain pathways of the brain. So if it changes the pain pathways of the brain, it also changes the habit pattern. Habit pattern also has its house in the brain. Are you ready to practice regularly without any break, not getting carried away by likes and dislikes? The life changes. That makes the life changes. No, I'll take a cup of tea, I'm now happy. Done. That is not meditation. Let us start. Sit or lie down. You wanted to ask me something?
So I think you probably answered that it will come later. I just want to know how
What?
do we get to that state where we can be contented most of the times, if not all the time. Meaning, why not without having these short likes and dislikes and chocolates and babies?
You have to bring about a change in the mind. Change in the mind first comes by understanding what needs to be changed. So that is a part of contemplation. Next step comes regular practice. So now you did the practice and you don't experience the change as expected. So then there are problems related whether you are qualified. And what are the obstacles that you experience in your life? So we discuss those obstacles. That is inside your head. We remove those obstacles. Same time we continue the practice. Briefly. But there are very set principles. There are 4 factors by which you get qualified. There are 4 factors by which you become ready, and then it depends on the customized practice of meditation. Briefly, let us sit and lie down, whatever is more comfortable. Get ready for the journey to change. Yeah. Come on, no problem.
You want a blanket? Are you sure? I have more. That's what you want. You say what you want,
Yeah.
not what you think.
Yeah.
It's going to make me happy.
Yes. No, it's okay. Everything is okay. You can put your feet here also, no problem. I'm not a guru. He's Indian, so he, normally the feet is not pointing towards the...
Welcome.
So it's okay, for me it's okay. The skin of the feet and the skull is the same. So lie down, sit, close your eyes, be comfortable. So we'll again move into an active meditation that is a part of the journey into the Kundalini, and you can also say it is meditation from the Tantras. So first, be comfortable. Eyes are closed gently, check it, don't squeeze your eyes. And look at the neck joint. So when you look at the neck joint, you see that your mind is not searching for likes and dislikes. What the mind is searching? What is good? What is good? Being comfortable. That is how you change. He asked me the question and I'm giving you a practical answer. Then, and we are doing the practice too. So look at the shoulder joints. Sometimes the shoulders will say, no, I'll continue to move. That means liking and disliking. What is good? You become aware. You feel the sensation. You align if you experience any discomfort. And you are comfortable. When you are comfortable, you are doing good. At every moment in your life, if you choose what is good, what evolves you, what helps you to grow your mind and the brain, you are on the path. hip joint, feeling the sensation, being comfortable, and knee joints and ankle joints. I'm doing a lot of things into that in a very subtle way. It is only when you continue the journey you will discover, one point that I'm going slowly into that step is to slow down the speed of the mind. That helps you to get away with the likes and dislikes. See, there are a lot of things. That is why we always say it has to be learned under a master and a student or a disciple tradition. So you are comfortable, you are steady. For a while, just be carefree. Noise coming from outside. Your awareness is on my voice. You are aware of the noises outside, and still there is a natural attention on my voice. This is good for you. How simple it is. When you pay attention on what is good for you, you leave the noises outside. That is one way of being carefree. The other way, let the thought continue to come and don't start struggling, don't start fighting. I told you in the very beginning, what you dislike will chase you. What you like will escape from you. So, don't get carried away by what the mind says. That is another way to being carefree. Done. Now coming, we will cleanse and purify the mind. Don't start thinking of different breathing practices that Google as a teacher has taught you. That will not work. Look inside the chest. Yes. Look inside the chest and start breathing through the nostrils into the chest. Quick and the fast breathing. Yes. Yes. Yes, that is good. Continue. Continue. The chest expansion and the contraction of the chest is required. Continue. Contraction and continue. That's really good. Continue. 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 You see that? That tells you whether you're qualified or not. And stop it. Even after 30 seconds, the mind says, no, I cannot do it because I don't like it, because I have lot of complaints, and it starts thinking in that way. You see, that is the problem the mind has. Now, no movement. Look at the head and the neck. So because I consider that you have started the journey today, so therefore, we go slowly. Look at the head and the neck and experience the change in the sensation. Where is the change in the sensation in terms of? In terms of relaxation, sensation and the stillness. You see that? That is the... Look at both the arms, sensation, relaxation and the stillness. Look at both the legs, sensation, relaxation and the stillness. Look at the entire body, sensation, relaxation and stillness. So slowly we are understanding. If anyone feels, no, I can do everything in one session. So sometimes we have a very hard-headed state. It doesn't work here. And now look inside the belly button and start breathing. Long and the hissing breath through both the nostrils into the belly. Keep your focus deep inside the belly button. So focus is there, looking deep inside, and you are continuing the breathing. You may experience some sensation inside the head. We need that. Why we are doing the practice? To bring about a change. And you are in safe hands. You need not to think of anything. The mind starts thinking of likes and dislikes instantly. And then your mind goes wild, then it doesn't do the practice even you are in a session. You see that? That is an obstacle. You say, I cannot do it, and I say it is an obstacle. And stop it again. Remain in the passive state. Look at the head and the neck. Feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. This mind with the likes and dislikes will continue to move out because the mind exists because of the likes and dislikes. So how it will move out? It will start moving the body. It will claim that, you're having an itching. But if you maintain an awareness, it will change. They are very subtle workings of the mind. Look at both the arms. Feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Look at both the legs. Sensation, relaxation and stillness. The entire body. So every time, every step helps you to settle down, to increase your level of awareness. It helps you to move within. Goal is peace and happiness that lies within me, that lies within you. So now look inside the forehead, in the space, and start breathing both from the belly and the chest. Long and the hissing breath. Make sure you inhale into the belly and the chest. You exhale from the belly and the chest. You are doing it for yourself. Keep that awareness and attention. You do it, you do work, and you do work in your profession and you go out of the way. And then you say, there is a lot of stress in the professional life. But still you continue to do it. Why you don't continue here? Continue. Long, hissing and deep breath. Long, hissing and the deep breath. So every time I observe you guys and I understand, when I understand, I customize the practice. You see, now stop it. Some of you has stopped or changed the breathing rhythm. That is an obstacle. You lose your attention when you're driving and suddenly what happens? Look at the head and the neck. Feel the sensation, relaxation and the stillness. Move the mind and both the arms. sensation, relaxation, and the stillness. The mind on both the legs. Whose legs? Your legs. From the feet, toes to the waist. Move the mind again. Now see what happens. When the mind has a wrong perception, why it has a wrong perception? It is engaged in likes and dislikes. It is obsessed with that. And now see, when I say you move the mind on both the legs, and your legs move. But what did I say? The right perception that you have to move your mind on the legs, not the legs on the mind. See that? And it happens by default. And I observe, and then I see how to customize to maximize the benefit. The entire body. And now, no noise at all. Start inhaling. Deep, silent and slow from the belly and the chest. Very deep, silent and slow. Breathing out from the belly and the chest. Make sure that the body is now parked. Like you have parked your car outside. Now the body is parked. Means what? The mind is not at all worried and concerned about the body. You are living within. How it will happen? Not only through your awareness, but also the body is not moved by the mind. Okay, now when you inhale deep, silent and slow into the belly and the chest, look deep inside the forehead and start the humming sound. The next breath should be silent. You have to inhale deep, silent and slow. Don't make any noise while inhaling. What will happen? It will help your mind to continue to live within. Continue. Continue by yourself. Louder. Do it yourself. You don't need to wait for me. Yes, the louder it is, the better it is. We are now balancing and trying to synchronize the body, the brain, the breath, and the mind. Louder, deeper and longer, my friends. Stop this humming sound, but continue to inhale deep, silent and slow. So you see that I'm turning again. This is a beginner's practice, and that beginner's practice varies from one group to the other. It all depends on you. I observe, I understand, and I follow it. So the breath is deep, silent, and slow. Clear. Now every time you inhale, look inside the forehead as the breath continues. After that, you look inside the rib cage, then look inside the heart. You look inside the belly button. While inhaling from the top down to the belly button. While exhaling, again look inside the belly button, then look inside the heart, and then look inside the forehead. 3 points. Where is 3 points? The breath is deep, silent, and slow. You are spying with the breath. As the breath goes in, inside the head, heart, and the belly button. When you exhale, starting from inside the belly button, heart, and the head. There is a center of wisdom. There is a center of intention and emotion. And there is a center of will and action. First is the center of wisdom, the knowledge. You know the place, that's why you are here. Then there should be a burning desire to change. You see that? And that leads us to action. So the belly button inside is the center of the will and action. See how easy it is to understand. So now we are invoking the 3 centers. How you invoke? When the breath is deep, silent, and slow, that is one way. There are hundreds of ways. And at the same time, you drop your attention inside the head, heart, the belly button. So it is clear. That's why you are doing it. But remember, the breath has to be deep, silent, and slow. Good. Now we will choose a sound that we will drop it there, and let us choose only one sound. And that one sound is clean. The mental sound clean. As you inhale, drop clean inside the forehead, then inside the heart, then inside the belly button. As you exhale, drop clean inside the belly button, then inside the heart, then inside the head. In the state of total stillness, relaxation, and calmness in the body. The way you park the car outside, you have parked your body. Nothing to do with it. except the breath is deep, silent, and slow. Let us see. Claim, claim, claim. The inhalation is done. Exhalation. Claim, claim, claim. And if you are able to synchronize the breath with the centers, with a claim sound, what is? You are qualified. And that I can observe easily through the flow of your breath. Sometime you fall into unconscious sleep, you commit it. The moment you wake up and you hear me, continue the journey. Very typical but very powerful journey. What is powerful? Only you make it powerful. Nothing is powerful outside. Claim, claim, claim. Inhalation and exhalation. You may experience different things. Freezing of the body, the calmness in the body, total sinking of the body into the flow, rising up, having visions and the colors, falling into unconscious sleep. And the sound coming from the belly. The science says when you have those sounds, it also indicates, if you don't have any GIT issues, it indicates a physiological rest. A lot of things to be understood on the journey of awakening, realization, and transformation. Check the rhythm, understand it properly. It's okay, don't worry about it. Something have fallen, you have to be with you. Paying more attention to others is the problem. It's okay. Continue, my friends. So, I look the specific time also. It's an interesting journey. I look at the time, how long you're doing it, and it's a lot of things. Now but just you have to do to claim only when the breath goes in, deep inside the head, claim. Deep inside the heart, claim. Slow down the breath too. Means the duration of the length of the breath. Now the length of the breath is shorter. It starts from inside the forehead to the head, to the heart. and claim, claim, only 2 claim. And now only 1 claim inside the forehead. No control over the breath. The moment the breath goes in, look inside the forehead in the space and drop, claim. The breath returns, drop, claim. Goes in, claim. Comes out, claim. Very good. Continue the journey. Now doing nothing, remain as you are. So in that state of doing nothing, our experience changes. We start living within. For the first time we experience, oh, this is another way of living. And the more we do it, the mind begins to change. It is the mind that changes the brain. I don't agree with the science, and I hope that even all the great teachers, first we change the mind, we change the perception, it changes the brain. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. We will share our experiences. And you can sit up. How are you? Good? What is good?
Good is feeling relaxed. Good is, I was very uncomfortable in the beginning, and then I became very comfortable after that. I was holding on.
Holding on likes and dislikes. That is what we discussed today.
I was cold.
Yes.
I was not.
So now you feel peace and calm. You see that? Once we understand, you drop even the likes and dislikes. Your anxiety is gone. Your stress is gone. Your tension. And the brain then experiences the change. And if it continues, it fires the brain.
It was a good experience to feel that transition from
You have
utter uncomfort.
Yeah, you have to continue
Yeah.
with a smile on the face. So, how are you?
So what I always comes out whenever I do this meditation, which is it's nice. And also I have very sleepless nights for months after brain surgery. So
You were sleeping.
yeah, I wanted to sleep. I wish I would have slept.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Do you snore also?
Yes, I do.
So there was little snoring.
I heard a little bit from you. I heard my
Yes.
I hear my own.
And I heard you
yours.
snoring.
I did too.
You were in deep sleep.
Oh my goodness, I was totally awake and I could hear everything you
Yeah,
said and
yeah.
everything you said, and I was totally aware. I did not know I slept
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
There was snoring.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Even for a second I felt I slept. I really wanted to sleep though, but
Yeah. Well, you did. Your body was in that resting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So sometimes we have a wrong perception, an obsession in the mind. No, I'm not getting a sleep. But you might be getting it. So it's a very deep issue. I'll talk about it. First, let me know, how are you? She smiles. I like her. That's good. Yeah, feel good, relaxed.
Yes.
But normally, this is a group. Antonia is a wonderful woman, so that's why I thought that when I saw her commitment and I said, then I'll come. Normally, what I do, I give lessons on anxiety, depression, PTSD, and other mental and psychological challenges as an individual at individual level. So once I give those lessons, I take the entire history first. Then there is a self-evaluation of your challenges, problems, and the stress level. So I get a proper score. So then I know the score is more than I will not tell you. Who knows if you want to come to me. So if I tell you, then you'll be biased. So after a certain score, once I understand, okay, this is the higher score, it means I have to deal. And then after taking your life history, so I understand which factor is dominant in you. So I focus on Eastern psychology. You're hyperactive, you're hypoactive, whether your mind takes over the body or the body takes over the mind. Based on that Eastern psychology, then I designed the program. So what happens that every week I give you a program and I observe, you share your experiences, and I send the audio file of the practice that you do it every week. Next week we will take a feedback. Again we do the assessment. So again I customize that practice, or I can add another practice.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and Tony and I did listen to 2 of your audio files together last week.
So that is how, Antonia is coming to me. So regular, weekly session.
Yeah.
So we understand that whether you are making a progress or not. But that cannot happen in a group session.
Yeah.
Group, because it has to be personalized, customized. So I hate to say clients. I have students suffering from anxiety, PTSD, depression. There are a couple of them, relationship problem, and a lot of host of other.
I'd like to do it.
So that is how I take up. But this group session, I have to take care of all. Mm-hmm. I cannot focus on one. So both have their advantages and both have their disadvantages. Mm-hmm. So the last week that women in Marlborough, she told me, no, you see that I did not do the practice, my mind was there, it was distracting. I said, no, this is the practice, I customize it, do it again. And so I let us skip this session. We'll have only 15 minutes of session on phone, and tomorrow I'm going again. Mm-hmm. So that is how I work.
Yeah. Sign me up.
Sign you up? I'll give you. You already have it. Do you have my card?
I don't.
You can send me the details.
We have his contact.
We have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I need
So that is all for today. Thank you. I'm going for another session, 11 to 12, and then I'll be free.
And I think we would discuss. You said you want to discuss.
Yeah. We.